here. Clear my throat. Excuse me. So we can get started today. Good morning, everybody. Coming to you live from deep in South Texas, about 6 miles from the Mexican border today. It is Patrick, 1 Minute Knife Review, here to talk about knives and hang out and wish everyone a good morning. Hopefully it's doing well. I got exciting news about the channel. The number of hours that we're getting in has been incredible. In 7 days, we've managed to rack up close to 300 hours. Now, before you get all depressed about that means in 10 weeks we could hit the 3,000. That's a lot better than I honestly expected. But realistically, if the numbers keep going up the way they have been, we'll hit it even sooner. So I'm actually hoping to hit that 6 to 8 week mark, which would be really, really incredible. And even if we don't hit the 6 to 8 week mark, I'll still be having that giveaway, which I brought with me. That's right. I decided, since we have new people popping in all the time, that I would bring with me the giveaway knife so that we can show it off. And since whoever's here is the first one here, you're going to get an exclusive preview of a knife that you can win right here, a ProTech Sprint, that I will be giving away here in the next 30 to 40 days, I'm expecting. So about 4 or 5 weeks at most. Maybe sooner, indeed. Maybe sooner. So hopefully sooner, in fact. So say hello. Let me know who you are, and welcome. I hope this morning finds you healthy, whole, and wealthy, making some money. If you're not making money, you're spending money. That's my philosophy. You're either making it, or it's either coming in or it's going out. That's my idea of a budget. Money's either coming in or it's going out. And if it's going out more than it's coming in, you're not budgeting well, right? I wish we could get the people in Washington to understand that idea. Oh, well. Who is everybody who's here? Good morning. Thank you for coming in and joining me. Say hello. I think probably one of them is at least my wife, who can't say hello. So this morning I am flipping the bug out, and this is the carbon fiber one. Joe, happy hump day. Good morning. Mr. Skullfire, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I hope this morning finds you all well and healthy and whole. You didn't hear it earlier, but we've been able to crank up a large number of hours, and these live streams are a big part of it. So please stay and hang out. LCAP, good morning. I am doing well. I hope you are as well. I hope this morning finds you all really doing well. And I hope that the morning show perks you up and gives you some energy and gets you going for your day. Flipping this. I appreciate all the views. Everyone, please hang out and help me rack up the time. We've been able to rack up almost 300 hours in less than a week on my first week of really pushing. If we continue to grow and we continue to get these numbers, going up, and people continue to spam my playlists, we will hit the 3,000 hours I want to hit far faster than I ever thought possible. So I thank you. And these live streams are a big part of it, because we can go 40 minutes with 20 people in here and rack up 10 hours of view time. That really helps. So please hang out and just leave it on in the background, even if I'm not the most exciting person in the world. What's everyone carrying today? As I said, my primary is the bug out, but I did bring some other ProTechs for your eye holes. To look at eyeballs to look at, and a couple of my favorites, along with the giveaway knife that I will be giving away since we hit the 1K. As we rack up the hours, we have this knife, which will be one of yours here in the next 4 or 5 weeks, probably. I'll miss it. I'm gonna miss it. So we're keeping it nice and safe here. We have Mr. Skullfire swinging a Kaiser drop bear. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, the drop bear is one that I've looked at and I have not yet picked up, although it's a pretty consistent knife. It reminds me of a lot of, it's very knifey. Oh, you're not allowed to, you know what, Joe? I typically, we had someone have to get timed out. Oh no. Hi, Blessed. Good morning. E-Dog, I wasn't even seeing E-Dog's comments because this thing only lets me see top fans and live chats. So thank you, OCAP. If we had to have someone time out, please remember to be polite. The rules in here are pretty straightforward and simple. No rudeness. We don't talk religion. We don't talk politics beyond the surface level commentary, and we try to avoid doing things that antagonize other people. So just be polite and considerate. The knife community is a really good community. I don't act as a gatekeeper or anything like that, but I want to contribute, and the way I want to contribute is with everyone being nice and polite. So I really want to push that. Let's see what else we got in pocket today. I've got, well, it being Wednesday, I've got my Warrenclyffe for Warrenclyffe Wednesday. Hey, 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 look at that. We've got the Malibu. And boy, there's just something about this. I wanted to talk about the buttons on these guys here in a minute. Hey, Darth Vader Wars. Hi, great name. Good morning. If you are not subscribed, please make sure you're subscribed. And then, as a big favor, I'm begging people go out and DS. Great name, but I'm not going to say it. I'll say Schwagen. I can say Schwagen. I don't know if that name's appropriate. Principal speaking, I'm out. No doubt. I get school functions. I'm glad I don't have to attend those anymore. They were awful. And you know what? I would carry my knives in anyway. Screw them. They're in smaller schools. When they got middle detector, I don't think they ever made me go through middle detectors as a parent. I honestly can't remember them, or if they did, like it went off. No one ever bothered to check me, and like beep, whatever, just go. So anyway, flipping the ProTech Malibu Warrenclyffe. This is my favorite of the Malibu blade designs by far. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Warrenclyffe, and the blade to handle ratio on the thing is almost perfect. The shape and design is it's just one of my favorite knives. When ProTech came out, when I first was getting into higher end range knives where I could actually get a few of them, and this came out. I was in the stores asking people, when are you going to get one of those in? And there's a ProTech dealer that I've gone to nearby, and I mean, I was harassing them like crazy until they told me they got one of these in, and the original. I wanted this, and then of course, then they got the custom in, which was really nice. Like, I have to get that too, and became my channel knife. But blade shape, I like this better. And at some point, I am considering. Oh, I mean, I used to have guns in the back of the cars at school. I'm considering swapping the blade out on this one with the custom, the blue titanium one, and seeing if it'll swap. I would think that they're the same tolerances, but yeah, never know. So, but yeah, Eaton B, hi again. Great names. I hope you're having fun trolling, and please thank you for giving me your view time. I will take your minutes and hours of view time and use them in making this channel be successful. So come on in and troll all you want. I am quite happy with you doing so. I will use your trolling to make the world a better place. How about that? Unknown, thank you for making it again. I appreciate all the views you've been giving me and coming in and hanging out. And good morning, everybody who's just now coming in. I was just showing off the ProTech Malibu Warrenclyffe. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. So, I have stories about my daughter's schools and stuff that I probably would get in trouble for telling, so I'm not going to. But yeah, sharp and pointy objects at the schools are a ridiculous thing. There was one time where we were dealing with a principal who was upset about a supposedly sharp and pointy object, when on the bulletin board behind me, she had large stick pins in the bulletin board right behind me, and the item that she was mad about was smaller than the items that she had on her wall. And I was just looking at her going, you are the biggest hypocrite in the world. You are a power tripper who has no desire to do anything other than brutalize small children. And that was the last time she went to that school. Anyway, Mike, hello. Welcome. Please join if you can. Stuck inside a machine, Blue. No worries. Blue, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Always, always, always. Uh, Montessori, yeah, they do, and we got her into which she's now graduating. By the way, my daughter's going to be graduating from college. I'm so proud of her. 20 years old, and she's going to graduate in December this year. And so really, really, really proud of her. And this is, yeah, it's really awesome. Don, hello, Don and Chris. I'm not sure which one, but hey, thank you for coming, and ideally both of you. Hey, please remember to spam some live streams out there, guys. We have been able to, and I'm really excited. We've been able to rack up like 270, 290 hours in 7 days. And before you get discouraged on that, if you are one of the ones spamming the live streams or the playlists for me, please keep doing it, because that's adding up along with the live streams, with getting 10 15 people in here for 30 minutes 40 minutes. It's really starting to add up. So please, 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 please. Just need to borrow it. I know you're carrying one. Right, Mr. Skullfire? The Yeah, please keep spamming. It's starting to add up, and we will absolutely get there. My first knife ever was a case peanut that was my grandfather's, that I still have. I had stolen it from his dresser when I was like, I don't know, I want to say like 5 and a half. And I managed to keep it all these years. My mom kept it for a while, then I found it and got it back. And I was telling that story the other day. um, but yeah, I still have it. It's worn and torn and has bad springs and is just all beat up. But there's no way I'll ever send it in for any kind of restoration or anything. And being one of the few things I have from my grandfather. So yeah, that was my first knife. Now my first good knife we've already talked about in here was probably, and it's a toss up between a CRKT, the no, not CRKT, a Kershaw, the Kershaw fraction, and or I know, Mr. Skullfire, I think you did. I think between the two of us, we managed to get in like close to 40 hours yesterday. 40 or 50. If we can keep doing that, we will make it no problem. We will absolutely be there. So, Mr. Skullfire, thank you. Thank you so very much. Keep spamming those, and it is making a difference. We will get there within the 30 days if just you and I are doing that, it looks like. So please, everyone else, anyone else that has a like an Xbox laying around not in use, walk over, turn it on, put it on YouTube, and just set it on my playlist and just let it run. Even if you only do it once, it's a huge help, and I would be super appreciative, and we will get those numbers up. So, and amazingly, we already are. Again, I am super impressed with the numbers. The live stream yesterday pulled in like 150 views. I mean, just all together. So, thank you, Blessed. I appreciate it. Please run them, baby. Yeah, you have no idea how exciting it is. It's super exciting to see that actually making a difference, because I was looking at the dreaded numbers to get, and I was like, oh my Lord, I'll never get there. We'll do the giveaway. I'll just never get there. It's not going to happen, but we're getting there. Thank you. And it's super exciting. The other ProTech I brought, I don't think I've shown off my Mordax. Or if I have, I'm going to show it off again. This is my Magna Cut Mordax. And the reason I brought this one today is because I'm going to be dropping a regular video tonight. So everyone, please be on the lookout. Probably about 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm going to be dropping a super steel knife video. And this is going to be talking about different types of super steels and kind of my opinion on the whole topic. So please feel free to check that out. Anyway, so I brought the Mordax. This is basically, honestly, a bigger Malibu. If you get right down to it, it just has more of a traditional knife shape. But in terms of ProTech's making them, I mean, You got the flat aluminum scales. You've got the button lock, and that brings up something I wanted to talk about button locks. First knife, the no-name flea market variety. Amen. My second knife actually was a Barlow. One of the Barlows that said Barlow on it was one of those. I don't know who made it or wherever, but I remember it real distinctly that I had a Barlow that said Barlow. I don't have that knife anymore. So ProTech, I've noticed that their buttons have a distinct pop that I've heard people describe as button stick. Um, but I've noticed it on every button lock ProTech that I have, and it is a distinct locking and release when it releases. It's not like it grinds; it's like it pops free. And I've started wondering if that is actually button stick or if that is not actually design language, because it's so consistent that it makes me wonder, you know, if they do that so that you know the button disengages. It's like a tactile feedback thing. It makes me wonder. You had several of those Barlows. Those things were cool. I'm kind of sad I don't still have one. I may have to go on eBay and look up and get one. Probably will, in fact, just because it's such a classic traditional knife. And I have some Barlows that I have some Boker Barlows, but they're not that Barlow labeled bolster style, which was kind of unique. I'm gonna have to track one of those down now that I'm thinking about it. So I don't know. Anyone else like the Mordax? And by the way, I've only had a couple people tell me what they're carrying. So what's everyone carrying today? Come on, share a little. We are not here to judge, and no one will. We are all here just to share and have fun with our hobby that we like and our community. By the way, the sound on the Mordax, because it's such a big blade. When it hits those stops, it's just a teeny sound. It's really awesome. I'm a big fan of it. So, and just haven't gotten out of bed yet, Don. Okay. I assume it's Don. If it's not, if it's Chris, okay. Sorry, Chris. Just a quick reminder, I will be giving this away, and I wanted to bring it and show everybody. And part of the reason I'm showing it off to everybody is that hopefully the algorithm will pick this up as the part to do the auto edit. But yes, I will be giving away this very ProTech Sprint here in the next 45 days at most. Especially maybe sooner if we can if we hit the 3,000 hours sooner, I will give it away right away. I have some other stuff coming in, which is really exciting. I believe martial law has. When am I gonna? I haven't set the date yet, but I'm kind of thinking I might give it away for my birthday, which is August 31st. So maybe have a big long birthday live stream and do a big giveaway. Give everyone else presents for my birthday. Kind of a fun thing to do. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So we'll see how it goes to that timeline, but that's what I'm thinking at present. Anyway, great knife, and like I said, maybe sooner if we hit the 3,000 view hours sooner. I would be kind of remiss not to go ahead and just run the giveaway right away when we do. So, but if we don't hit those hours, it will probably be on the 31st of August, regardless. Just because it just seems suiting and fitting and appropriate, and it's kind of the way I like to do things. Things should have meaning, if you will. My primary carry today is the Benchmade Bug Out S9EV. Just a classic and ultralight and ultra fun fidgety, and I don't know. I like the carbon fiber scales on this one. I do not like the plastic scales. The possum knife gets with some rust. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what you mean there, but yeah, different types of steels. Nowadays, the modern steels are just so good that I mean, you have to care for your knives a little bit, but nothing like when we were younger and everything was just all carbon steel. And yeah, if you left your knife sitting out and you didn't oil it definitely patinaed fast. That's for sure. Modern steels are just so good at resisting rust, that people freak out if they get the slightest little mark on them anymore. Like, oh no, I've got a rust spot. Panic. Um, Steels rust. I mean, or used to. Now they don't. So, um, but but yeah, this S90 is just super sharp though. It's a really good knife. I'm very fond of it, and like I said, I don't like the little squishy scales on the original bug out. It bugs me. How's the weather where everybody? You have a knife from the war. Oh, from the war in Germany. Nice. Yes, if you keep them clean, they will last you forever. Good quality equipment. Especially if you have ceramic bearings, and you don't have to worry about the the bearings getting any kind of damage on them. Something like the one I'm flipping here, the Mordax. This could be, or could probably should be a lifetime knife. Um, just in terms of the quality, the biggest thing on it is the button that can fail. I believe, was it Maddie? I think it was Maddie. Mattisfaction. No, it wasn't Maddie. Who was it? Stevie. If it says Stevie, went out and decided to baton his Mordax and discovered that the buttons on these things are not designed for batoning. Unfortunately, there's a video on that. If you want to go watch it, you should go watch this video. After you spam all mine, please keep spamming mine. And Yeah, it was sad. That was a sad thing to see. It didn't make it. The button deformed. The plunger deformed. So New York is hot. South Carolina is hot and getting hotter. And South Texas is hot and getting hotter. And it's going to be in the low 100s again here today too. That just means our electric bill is going to go through the roof. I don't look forward to getting in the electric bill in this one. This is always the downside. In the north, it used to be the electric bill in the winter would be a nightmare, especially if you had a bunch of sub-zero weather. Down here in the south, I come from Indiana originally. Down here in the south, the electric bill is the thing in the summertime. I was like, oh my god, you do not want to let the air conditioning go and then let it stop because you will suffer. If you recall, last week we had some AC problems and various things, and those become critical emergencies when they happen. They really do down here. So, anyone else got some weather? Tell me what you're doing. Unknown, you're in Europe, right? Unknown or not? I'm trying to remember. Unknown, tell me where you're from again. I'm really bad about remembering things like that. Don, you too. Where you at? And Blessed, you didn't tell me about your weather, did you? Yeah, I'm just curious. Um, Also, what y'all are carrying, please let me know what's happening there. You're from New York. Oh, okay, so yeah, Unknown in New York. You just told me in New York it is hot, and I just asked you again. Yeah, man, amateur hour, right? The live stream. Hey, I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to do this, y'all. So I appreciate all the help. Um, no, Blue said he was in buried deep in some equipment, and so he was just streaming and listening today. So I doubt we're gonna get a list from him on his carry today. Although he might now, since he heard us talking about it, it's possible. Um, but be that as it may, we all know that he's carrying a truckload around with him. Anyone care to bet how many knives? I'm gonna bet it's at least 6. I think that's his standard. He had me beat. I used to carry 4 or 5, and my statement was something along these lines: 1 is never enough, 2 is too few, 3 barely cuts it. So you ought to carry at least 4. Anyone like that? Use it. Let's make it a thing. All right, back to flipping the Malibu. Oh, and I have a vertebrae out in my mid and upper thoracic that is just, not happy today. I don't know if anyone else has any spinal problems, but yeah. Today's going to be 80, Blessed. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, I would kill for 80-degree weather. I'm kidding, of course. Uh, Adds to my view time. It sure does. Just reading it can add a full minute, right? Which, Blue, we're teasing you. I appreciate it. I always want to see what you've got because you have some very nice knives that you like to list off that you're carrying. So, flipping here is the ProTech Malibu, which I think everyone's already heard me say. But if anyone new came in, there you go. My favorite blade shape on the Malibus is this Warrenclyffe design. It's really a sweet blade shape, a very sexy blade shape. So and sharp as snot. They all are. And what are we at running here? We're in 20 CV. Very nice knife and very fidgety. I can sit here and do this all day long, and often have. Blue, yeah, we think it's cool, Blue. Waiting to get for an SI injection. Yeah, dude. Um, yeah. Sorry. Make sure you go to someone who's really good. Hi, Brown Sugar. Thanks for joining us. Welcome, welcome. Flipping the Malibu Benchmade bug out and the Mordax today, and then I brought the giveaway knife that I'll be giving away to show off. And just want to remind people why they're spamming the live is because we're going to give this knife away. And so go and spam videos, set it on a playlist, and walk away. Let it run until the machine shuts off. I have been doing that. I found that I have to go back about every 4 hours and turn it back on. Which is kind of funny, but hey, I'll do it. I'll do it. I will suffer for my craft here, huh? Let's see here. Brown Sugar, how's the weather where you are today? And Don, I didn't get anything from you either. I'm curious how you all are doing with the weather. And I talk about the weather simply because down here where I am in deep South Texas, which is, again, I like to tell everybody, I'm about 5-6 miles from the Mexican border today, and it is hot and sunny. We have a couple little puffball clouds in the sky, partly cloudy, and that is it. And it will be hot and sunny for a long time. Mid 80s, and that's pretty warm for this time of year in Wisconsin. I would expect you to be in, like, yeah, I guess the 80s and 70s. I guess it is July already. I've been up to Wisconsin. There's a place called, oh, what was it? Moose Lake, I believe. And a friend of mine, when I was growing up, his family owned part of an island up there on Moose Lake, and I got to go hang out up there. It was once for about a week. And it was a lot of fun. The only problem is that it's going to be about 100 and unknown. It's going to be about 104 here today, I think. The only problem up there in Wisconsin was the mosquitoes will pick you up and drag you off. I learned I think y'all call it the mosquito shuffle, where you walk around doing this constantly as you walk around talking to people. While I was up there, very interesting place. I liked Wisconsin. It was a lot of fun. I've also been up to a place, I think it was called Green Lake, and I remember it being really flat. You could walk out like 500 feet out into the lake, and you're still only like waist deep or something like that, if I recall correctly. It was a pretty interesting place. So, Wisconsin, lots of cheese too, huh? Wisconsin string cheese. And then there's something for people to think about. Really good Wisconsin string cheese is worth going out of your way to get. Sorry, I'm trying to remember everything I can about where you're at. So New York, now those of you in New York, I have never been to New York, and I'm kind of afraid that the only time I go, it'd be like center of a massive T attack or something. Something bad would happen. So just not into going to the East Coast. DC and New York, neither one have ever really appealed to me, although I would love to see all the museums and statues and all that stuff. Just never want to deal with it. hot, sunny, with a chance of thunderstorms any second. That sounds like, yeah, that area. Um, Wife's from New York City. Yeah, and big city people. I mean, okay. So story time. I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana, and about the same part of town where Birdshot 4 are. If you watch any of their videos, yeah, you've got lots of things to do all the time in big cities. But so when I was growing up, Indianapolis had and may still had cornfields inside the city limits. So as you had the loop around Indianapolis. It's got a loop around it. Was the city limits more or less, and all the way in miles into the city limits, there are cornfields. I grew up in a big city playing in the fields in cornfields. I just, God knows how much Roundup I was exposed to. Probably one of those things down the road, which will come back to haunt me, right? But uh, I also got to experience kind of the larger city aspect of life, especially in my teenage years. So it was kind of a fun experience growing up in that city in the Midwest. But I discovered while big cities have, yeah, stuff to do, there's always entertainment. Nice, blessed. There's always entertainment. I've been out to the Ozarks a couple times. There's always entertainment. There's always food places open. There's always stuff to do. But there's a lot of impersonality and stuff. I just big cities have always bugged me in that regard. I don't know. Peach trees down there. Down here, it's orange groves. Orange and citrus groves. Well, it used to be. Now they're all dying and dead too. Um, and the Ozarks. I've been to the Ozarks. Uh, Well, Kentucky, Tennessee. I guess that's probably not really the Ozarks, is it? It's more Blue Ridge. I'm not sure on the terminology, but I've been to a couple of places in Kentucky that where I was on. I got to spend a weekend on a tree farm in Kentucky in a place called Possum Trot, Kentucky. Very cool place, but a tree farm. And I want to talk about the type of mentality you have to farm trees. Cities are taking over. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but in terms of patience, you're farming trees. So. I mean, typically you're planting the trees for your next generation to harvest, and you're harvesting the trees that your parents planted or whatever. Pretty cool type of business. They had hundreds of acres and on mountains, and just would pick out trees and old trees and just pull them out to pay the bills. Pretty cool. But yeah, cities are expanding. I mean, where I live down here, basically the whole Rio Grande Valley now, from Brownsville uh, past McAllen to the other side of McAllen, is one big city or town with I don't even know how to explain it. There might be open patches maybe between a couple of the little towns, but mostly it's just businesses after businesses all the way up and down the expressway. If you take the highway all up and down, I mean, there's just nothing but towns, and it's all growing together and becoming one big city, a megalopolis or whatever they call it now. Kind of like Chicago's expected to do, and like New York already kind of has, or I guess the East Coast already has. In LA on the West Coast, LA, San Francisco kind of already have. It's just like big city, big city. In fact, we drove down through Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin coming back from Indianapolis recently. And wow, nice. We I was surprised and shocked to realize that there's really no difference between Dallas and Austin. I mean, the expressway never changes. It's just like city all the way through Dallas to Fort Worth to Austin. There might be a 10-mile stretch of relatively suburban areas, and then that's it. Otherwise, it's just all city all the way through. Um, about time to shave that off, isn't it? I have to shave down my hair. So Northeast Arkansas, a town called Southside, population 600. Closest actual town was Batesville, which I have been to Batesville. Um, I've been to Petit Jean, I think it's called Petit Jean, there in Arkansas, and had a lot of fun. It's a very beautiful place. But I think we did go through Batesville, if I'm not mistaken, at one point. How many moderators? I can have as many as I want. Typically, if you're someone that I've seen in a bunch of other live streams and other people have had you as moderators, then I tend to make them moderator because I know how they do. But as we get going and as I do these live streams and people like you are in here all the time, unknown, I will make them moderators. Now, don't make me unmoderate you because of being bad, but congratulations. You are now a moderator. Um, Mr. Skullfire, I will also make you a moderator, but you all have to behave. And remember, we are not banning people um, just because they have a silly name or whatever. We're banning people if they are breaking the rules, which are being rude, suggesting violence, overly discussing religion or politics, proselytizing, things like that. Behaving is overrated. Oh, behave. Anyway, Austin Powers. Um, the aliens, it is overrated. But I also want to make sure that we don't break any YouTube rules, and I want to make sure that we also are able to be polite. I've discovered that I don't have any tolerance for rudeness anymore. You know what I mean? Um, if people are being rude and trying to stir up trouble, we just don't have time for that type of stuff. It's just it's not it's counterproductive, and there's just no time in my life for it. And so I think probably most of you all feel the same way. Really, it's we're here for fun and hanging out. Have I been to Florida? Oh, yes, I have. I was born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, across the street from Cape Canaveral, where they do the rocket launches. And by the way, last week I got to see a rocket launch down here. You could see it going up in the sky. We could see the rocket trail from the SpaceX launch last week. It was really freaking cool. I'm 60 miles away from it, and I can still see the trail going up. It was awesome. People in general anymore, no doubt. So yeah, I've been to Florida, and then my ex-wife, daughter from that marriage, lived in Florida, and so I would go over there to visit a lot. And so yeah, I've been to Florida. Yeah, a lot, a lot. Um, more than I like, really. Florida's okay except for the humidity. It just gets so humid and everything is just damp. And it's raining all the time. But if you're into hot, damp weather and you like the beach, Florida is just incredible. I mean, yeah, we've got so much coastline. So we lived in none of those towns. Addresses of one town, our phone number was listed in another town. I went to school in another town, and we lived in none of them. Rural communities, that's a thing. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. That kind of goes with the rural community thing. I'm driving around, and we have some towns around here where I'll get referrals, and it says it's in this town, and it's actually 8 miles outside town. I was like, that's outside my coverage area. Sorry. Yeah, I know I say I cover that town, but it's way outside that town. It happens a lot. So I had so the school. Interestingly, talking about small towns. The high school that I went to had a population of over 5,000 students. My graduating class was over 1,000 students. So, like I said, I went to school. I grew up in a city, right? A big city. However, when I was doing clinicals, I did them in one of the small towns that I did them in had a population of 4,000 people. It was smaller than my high school, which is a bit of a culture shock if you think about it, But, everything that you can imagine goes on in a high school, in terms of gossip, cliques, everything like that, goes on doubly so in small towns. At least that's been my experience. Oh my, I am running on. Guys, thank you all so much. I have run over my time. I have to get going and go see a patient. Go camping on 13. Got a knife and fishing. Rodriguez to hunt. Okay, I don't know what fishing Rodriguez mean. I think you mean fishing rod. For hunting and fishing, right? When you were 13? Cool. School, three towns, K-12. Yeah, there's so much variety in businesses. I mean, business in the education background that we've all had. I can only imagine what it was like to go to a school where there was less than 100 students in your class. You knew everybody. I mean, I can't imagine. I barely knew anybody in my graduating class, maybe 15 people, but in a smaller school like that, you know everybody. Well, thank you for enjoying the live stream with me today. And speaking of which, yeah, I do have to get going. I have a patient to go see. So I want to wish everyone an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and giving me your time. Thank you even more for going and spamming. Go find one of my playlists, go spam it, let it run in the background, turn off the TV, whatever you do. But let's crank those hours, and everyone have an absolutely wonderful day. I will be back here tomorrow at the same time. If you guys want to leave comments to suggest topics to talk about, I'm always open, and it might help me bring a knife that you're interested in seeing. So I want to thank everybody. I hope everyone has an absolutely wonderful day. And then this is the part where you get to look at my nostrils, and everyone loves to hang out. In fact, more people came in.